Marvel Studios writer Jeff Loveness, who of course is writing Avengers The Kang Dynasty, says it's hard to write a film that has to follow the last few Avengers films because the bar is set so high. So this comes at us from an interview that Loveness had with friends from work, and he specifically wanted to focus on approaching the writing process of the next Avengers film. And during the conversation, they bring up Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and how those are two giant $2 billion films that everybody loves. And he says it's a lot of pressure to follow up on that, especially if you look at what they were able to pull off with that, what they're doing, and also how Michael Waldron is writing Secret Wars. He says he's friends with him and he's seen him do a phenomenal job with ideas and what they're doing. So he feels like all the pressure is on him because his Avengers film has to pick up the slack of lack of Avengers films since Endgame. It has to be good enough to bring a lot of people back, and it has to set up Secret Wars. So he says, yeah, it's difficult to follow up what came before, and it might be difficult to follow up the way he thinks he needs to because Secret Wars is obviously even bigger. He does say that the important thing here is writing a film that he says he wants to see. What would I like to see, and what do I think the fans would want to see out of this? And that's ultimately what's pushing him forward to try to put together the best possible script that he can. And that this in turn will matter in the end, which, that's the best thing you can hope for. Like, just put together the best thing possible that doesn't seem convoluted, overstuffed, or a complete mess, and hope it works. And he also is in that pretty horrible position of having what you could consider a middle chapter, because Endgame, it ends the Infinity Saga, but it sets up the next couple, right? Secret Wars is Secret Wars, and that's the blow off to everything. So he's got the middle chapter that's got to build up everything that was currently built up in Phase 4, and then pull this off, and then set up what comes next, and it's got to line up. Like, he's in that Rian Johnson situation where all eyes are on him, and what he does could ruin what people loved of the previous thing, but also set up some hard things for the next one. It's not a good position to be in, especially with how much backlash he's gotten for Quantumania, which I would say some of it warranted.